What's up, you guys? It's Rob here. Today we are going to be talking about AMC, but I just want to say that I'm absolutely done. I'm done. I'm done. I've had enough of the stinking media and their stinking FUD. I've had it. I've had it. And I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed. If you guys can, please just drop a like down on this video. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you ring that bell. Let's just talk about this silly nonsense that the media is just publishing, and it really just drives me nuts. So this article was published today, of course, of all the days, and it was updated. It was published, my bad. It was published yesterday, and then it was updated today. And the whole thing is they're talking about this 43 million share dilution. We already knew that there was 43 million shares that could be diluted into this stock because AMC filed it back in 2013, and they have the 43 million shares. They haven't used the 43 million shares, and they can use them when they want to. It's not a guarantee that they're going to use them now. And Adam Aaron had this interview with Trades, and literally this question came up, and literally he was like, we're not just going to dilute the stock for the sake of diluting the stock. Like, that's just dumb. It's not smart in the business. Like, I can't get it through my head. And like, this was one of the reasons why that this is one of the reasons why that AMC had such a tough day today. It was because of stupid FUD articles like this. Like, every single time that like the media gets a chance to just grab onto some FUD and then just twist it in the right way. Like, AMC has not guaranteed to say that they're going to use it. They've just been authorized to use it. And they could have used it between any time between now and 2013. Like, come on. Like, this is just, I'm done with it. I'm like, I can't get over it. And the worst thing here is within the first paragraph is that they said that they make it sound like they disclosed this recently. This wasn't disclosed recently. The recent disclosure was the removal of question 1, which was the 500 million share dilution, not this 43 million share dilution. And what I'll do for you guys is I'll link down both of the SEC filings for both of these things down in the description of this video so you guys can see it and you guys can fact check it yourself. I'm done with this. I just like, oh, the media, like, just come on. But let's go ahead. Let's hop into the charts. Let's just cover the stakes. I'm sorry. I'm deeply frustrated by this. So overall for the day, AMC did finish down 5.32%. So we finished down 61 cents. Like, the huge thing is we broke through our breakout point, which was around 11:30, 11:25 today, which is not good. Yesterday we managed to be around it a little bit and we floated around it. Today we touched it, broke above it for a little bit, and then broke down below it, and we saw it as resistance, and it's still currently standing as resistance. And the great thing though is we didn't touch 1050. We got close by touching it right off the bell at 1065. But for the most part, the stock kind of just consolidated for the good portion of the day. So like, it was, yes, a down day. And this article just definitely didn't help the cause. And I'm sure we had some people who had shares of AMC that saw this article and went, whoop, well, they're diluting the stock. Time to sell my shares, kind of thing. Like, yes, they could use 43 million shares to dilute the stock. It could absolutely happen. Like, yes, they could. But are they going to do it now? No. Are they going to do it, like, just randomly? No. They're going to be smart about it. And Adam Aaron has said this, and he is really smart. And, like, I don't understand why people are still freaking out about this, because if anything, what they're going to do is they're going to go, oh, well, we're going to squeeze, and we're squeezing right now. Let's sell the shares right now and take the max profit, kind of thing. Like, that's what they might do, is sell it during the squeeze so they can maximize their profit. They know the stock has high short interest. They know all these factors, And they already said previously that they have plenty of liquidity to get through 2021. So, like, I don't understand why we are just so scared of dilution because it sounds scary, but in reality, if a company uses it correctly, it's not going to affect the stock for a negative thing. It's going to be a positive thing. So, sorry to rant. I'm annoyed about it and like it just oh gosh. Taking a look at the intraday here, the one downside that I do see is as we move through the day, we were making lower lows throughout the day. So we were trading below the VWAP, which stands for the volume weighted average price. And if you bought a share of AMC today, you likely didn't make any money off of it, depending on when you bought it. But the whole thing is we literally had our pretty much bottom out here at the end of the day at 1067. And the huge thing is we ripped right off at 1067 and almost tested $11 like that. Like there's definite buying pressure within the stock. We traded 39.5 million shares today. So we did have a decent volume within the stock. So that's good, but like this dilution is just killed the stock. So yesterday we had our down day and today we continue to have our down day and we really have been breaking back down and all the progress that we made on Monday has pretty much been erased, which is not good. Hopefully tomorrow, I mean, the Fed talked today and said that they're not going to raise interest rates and all that kind of stuff. And I know the stock market is a little wonky with interest rates and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely a little tentative. And we have Biden speaking tonight. I'm recording this video at 5:23, so he hasn't spoke yet. So that could also affect the stock too. But overall, hopefully tomorrow we have a positive green day because we need a green day. Like these past 2 days have been just bad. And we got the breaking news yesterday of the question one being removed, and we're like, yay, no share dilution. And then we get articles today, oh yeah, like don't forget that they have 43 million shares that they could dilute the stock with. And we're like, we already knew that. But a lot of people don't do a lot of deep digging on these kinds of things. And when they see these kinds of things, they get really scared because they think dilution is devaluing the stock. Well, in certain situations, yes, if a company does it in a dumb way, yeah, it's devaluing the stock. But if they do it in a smart way, it definitely can help. Because like GameStop did an at the money offering. What did the stock do? Went up. So if business does it and uses it for a smart reason, stock's going to go up. It's not going to go down. So just keep that in mind, guys. Don't fall for all the stinking FUD that the media is putting out here. But overall, we're trading below the 120-day and the 60-day moving average here on the 5-day, 5-minute chart. We do still have a bullish indicator here headed into the after hours, which is good. We made a very bullish move really into the close, which was a good sign that we had a lot of momentum moving with us. We didn't touch 1050, which is good. We got close to it, but really the buying pressure that we had here was awesome. For the most of the day, the selling pressure was outweighing the buying pressure, most likely because of this stinking article. But let's go ahead and hop out here to the 1 month time frame, 1 hour time frame, and you still can see that we're actually doing a good job of still respecting this trend line. So we are moving back towards this trend line, so maybe we might have to test this trend line, which is going to be right around here, around 1050, 1055-ish. Maybe we'll bounce off the trend line and head back up. I mean, that's the huge thing is it seems like AMC likes to make a nice move up and then have a little bit of a pullback, create a base, and then it makes its next move up kind of thing. So that's definitely what we've seen in the stock's past history, and that's definitely what it's done. We did it back here. We came down, we pulled back up, we came down, pulled back up, came down, pulled back up, came down, pulled back up. So maybe we need to just come down a little bit, and then we'll have a nice rip back up. We are still trading above the 120-day moving average, but now we are below the 60-day moving average, and we're below the 20-day moving average, which puts us in bearish territory. We're going to have a bearish indicator because we're going to have a bearish indicator on the MACD because the past 2 days have been significantly red. So we've been, I think between yesterday and today, we're looking around like, I think it's like 8% negative over the past 2 days. So it's not really that good for the stock. The huge thing is our RSI is sitting here at 42 on the 1 month, 1 hour. So we're definitely sitting below neutral. So when we do make a bullish move, say tomorrow we come down here, test this trend line, and then we bounce back up to the upside and test 1130 again, we'll have plenty of room within the RSI before we become overbought, which is really good. The huge thing that I really just want to highlight here is we have a lot of hammer candles here. We have one hammer candle, we have two hammer candles, we have three hammer candles, and we have this doji, kind of a little bit of a doji candle, and then we have a green candle to actually close out the day. And the huge thing is with these hammer candles, what that says is there's strong buying pressure, and the buying pressure is trying to buy up the stock, and then we have the people selling it down. So our buying pressure is at least a little bit stronger than our selling pressure on these two hammer candles. So that's a positive to take away from the day, at least a little bit of a positive to think about. But the huge thing that I'm looking for, let's hop out here to the day chart actually and take a look at the day. We're still overall respecting this trend line. On the day chart, we're still above the 20-day moving average, we're still above the 60-day moving average, and we're still above the 120-day moving average. Now you can see that we have our support here at 1050, and then we have our support here at 1130. And yesterday we had a really nice green candle followed by a nice red candle here. We're still respecting this trend line, so I really want to hone in on you guys. This is not doomsday. This is not a doomsday scenario. We would have, when we were down here at 831, we would have given anything to be up here at $10 kind of thing. So the fact we've reverted a little bit of our progress, it's not concerning to me. If anything, this is a great opportunity like I took today and just bought the dip. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. So take everything what I say with a grain of salt, because in the end, it is your buying power that you're going to use. But the huge thing that I'm looking for tomorrow is we're stuck between this 1050 and 1130 channel. We know 1130 is definitely our breakout point, and then 1190 is our next resistance. So tomorrow, hopefully all this FUD subsides. Hopefully we don't have any negative news catalyst from President Biden speaking, and we have a nice green day. The huge thing that I think we might do if we do have a little bit of a bearish day is we're going to test this 1050 trend line and see if we can respect this trend line. We still can have another red day as long as we don't have a massive red day. Let's say if we close the day at 10:06 or 10:08 tomorrow, then I would be definitely concerned. But the moves that we've been making have not been that large. So the huge thing that I'm looking at downside is if we test this 1050 support, but to the upside is 1130. And once we get above 1130, we know that the stock can definitely move. And then our next resistance set is at 1190. Just keep in mind, literally 1 day ago, we hit our high of $12.22. So keep that in mind. This is not the end. We definitely have a lot more room to go, and the stock will definitely be perfectly fine. The other thing I really want to highlight here is hop over in the Vortex. So AMC's short interest actually changed by negative 3.13%. So there definitely was some covering that was done today. So definitely a thing that we have seen. So our short interest is now down to 23.3%. Our current estimated short interest is 97.33 million shares. There is 5.7 million borrowed shares today, and there was 10.56 million actually returned. So there's a negative 4.86 million shares of a difference. The huge thing though is our shares on loan still is sitting at 155.15 million, which is a very significant number, and it is still moving upwards. So even though someone covered today, our shares on loan is still moving upwards. So there's still plenty of short interest that is outstanding there and not yet used. Our cost to borrow, our days to cover is still at 1.04, and our cost to borrow is sitting at 13.25. Keep in mind, all this data is from Ortex. This is the absolute bare minimum. And when I say the bare minimum, it is literally the bare minimum. This doesn't include short ETFs shares. This does not include naked shorting or any of those kinds of things. So this is the bare minimum bear case scenario. I don't want to say bear because I feel like we're going to have a bearish day tomorrow. But overall for the day, the huge thing I wanted to do is move over the Stongo tracker and take a look at it. So there's 1 million shares available to borrow for AMC. There's roughly about 50. Oh, wait. What? Taco Tractor, what are you doing here? So the ETF shares that are available to borrow is sitting roughly at about 15,770 out of a total of 4.3 million shares. So there is definitely a good outstanding ETF share balance. This isn't reflective back here within Ortex. But the huge thing to keep in mind, guys, is we're still, I want to bring this chart up and just continue to say we're still respecting the trend line. Yes, we can have a negative day and we'll still be respecting the trend line. As long as we don't close below, let's say, like 10:30. If we close below 10:30 tomorrow, then we're definitely gonna be having a different conversation because we broke this trend line. We're still trading above all the moving averages. Our RSI is still sitting at 55. We still have this bullish indicator here on the MACD, and we're still in bullish territory on a macro perspective. On a micro perspective, we are definitely in bearish territory because of the last 2 days. So keep that in mind. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or anything like that, drop them down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.